promised y'all that I was gonna make you something that slivered through the grass. Well, that's what we're fixing to make next. We're gonna bake a snake. Now this is just an ordinary canned crescent roll that we're gonna start with, which makes it real easy. I'm gonna put a little flour on our board because we don't want it sticking, but not too much, because I don't want it so dry that I can't seal those perforated edges. I'm gonna just press them together so our snake won't have any holes in him. But I think we got those looking pretty good. Okay, we're gonna take our flour and dust our rolling pin. Roll him long ways and try to get as much length out of this piece of dough as we can. All right, there we go. We got a pretty good looking snake going on. Right now I'm just gonna use a mustard, and I'm using kind of a spicy mustard. I'm just gonna spread this on. Now you can use any kind of meat you want. I'm using a salami. Love salami. And I'm just gonna line them up just like that down the middle until I get to the end of the pastry. And then I'm gonna come in with some real thin ham. Lay it like that. All right, now we're gonna add some cheese, and you can add any kind of cheese you want. I'm using a little Jack. I like a white cheese with our snake. Now we're gonna fold that over and fold this over, and I'm gonna take our brush and we're just gonna dampen that edge just like that so that we can seal him up. Okay, now I'm gonna flip him one more time. I'm gonna kind of roll him up together kind of tight, and I'm gonna work him so he keeps getting a little longer and a little longer. And then I'm gonna taper out the tail. Just make him as pointed as you can down there. All right, now we're gonna come back and work on his head. Not a big one, but just a little head. All right, bathe him in an egg bath. This is gonna give the skin of the snake a real shiny, pretty finish. All right, now we're gonna paint our snake. Just use food coloring that's been beat up with a little yolk. And you'll want it to kind of run down the sides like that. Kids can use their imagination, and the future artist will just have a ball playing with this one. So I'm gonna give his head a little brown color. Then kind of blend it in there with the rest of him. Like that. All we have to do now is put 2 cloves in for his nostril. And we're gonna transfer him to the cookie sheet. Look at him slithering up there onto that pan. Does he look pretty good? Okay. All right, here he goes into the oven. And let's go see what the other one looks like. I put one in a little bit earlier. And let's see what he looks like. He looks pretty good, doesn't he? And we're gonna stick that red bell pepper tongue in there. Just like that. Now all we need to add is the eyes. How you like that? I'm just gonna bite him before he bites me first. And he really is a tasty snake.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.